Oh my gosh. Can you believe this
You again?
gosh darn thing? Hey, bro, what's happening, man?
Oh man, I keep finding myself on this TV.
Yep. That's what happens when you live 3,000 miles away from one of your best friends on the whole planet Earth. Love you, man.
Right? Yeah, love you too. But the distance isn't the thing. It makes the heart grow stronger.
And the internet's a
And
fantastic deal. Who knew you'd have a CRT on the desk? Works.
Well, ever since we hit the Canadian lottery and we got this fine monitor that I'm in.
And they let me borrow the cellar once a month.
Right? You drew the straw, so that is, the third Tuesday of every month you get the cellar.
And for those people that are watching and they're like, man, I wonder if that's an actual set or if it's a real cellar. It's a real cellar. So if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, look at these are actual rafters.
Yeah. Real pipes.
This is not a prop.
No.
I am this poor. I can't afford a ceiling.
No. You can only afford one room. You sleep over there and eat over there. And
got a single bulb there that is my light and my heat source.
Yes. You can't go LED. They don't get warm.
No. The only other way to warm up is to set some books on fire.
Nice segue.
Ew,
nice
little segue.
So yeah, today on Less Than Zero. Well, I'll just let you let it rip, man. You found this. I don't know what you're talking about. So they're banning books. Like this has never happened.
That's what we'll call it. Book bans and why it's no good. Back from the Nazis did it. And why it's no good today. That's all. That's the whole show. Just don't ban books or you're a Nazi. That's literally the show.
Pretty much. Like don't ban anything because it's all art, really.
This story is brought to us courtesy of Reddit.
Yeah, see, because
I give them a plug because they're a struggling little website.
Oh yeah, they're having a hard time. They stole the thunder from FARC.
Right? They did. FARC was the original. FARC was where back when we used to talk about crazy stories. Yep. That's where 100% of my material came from. Why would you look anywhere else? You would just make more work for yourself. Yeah, it's still going. I looked at it the other day. It's still insane.
I guess the best thing about FARC is it still looks the same way it did 20 years ago. Nothing's changed.
It didn't change a bit.
But yeah, FARC, as far as a compilation of like news stories, was like the greatest. You could sort by different like humorous and weird and science. But yeah, this thing here that you've got is pretty wild.
Well, I just reading this. Says the Texas officials would rather close the library than stock books they don't like.
Thank goodness.
Right?
Keep up the good work,
because you don't, are you going to tell some kid not to read a book, not to learn something? Like, it's not like they're saying you can't have Playboy in the library. They're saying you can't have books that may offend somebody's sensibilities. Like the first book that they banned was they called themselves the KKK, the birth of an American terrorist group. Now, why would you want to ban a book that they say, like, if we don't study our history, we're doomed to repeat it. Or who is they? Somebody said that. It wasn't me, but it was someone smarter than me or you.
It was probably your dad.
They said it, yeah. He said a lot of things. That wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah, so like, why? If you wanted to learn, it's a horrible thing. They're horrible pieces of shit. But
right.
They exist.
It's just because we don't. If you're going to ban a book about it, doesn't change the fact that they exist, and it doesn't change the fact that And if you're ignorant of something, if you don't know about something, then you're not saying doomed to repeat it. But how are you going to be like, oh, I didn't recognize the signs that these guys were practicing some old Klan nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? If I'd have known...
you can still join them, I think. I mean, I don't know, but I'm assuming they have.
Who's got that kind of time for hating anybody?
Oh, man. I got better stuff to do. Like hang out in the basement and talk to you on a TV.
Yeah. Like have a nap.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I could take the dog for a stroll.
Put the earbuds in, mow the lawn.
Restain the deck.
Yeah.
Like, if I got to the end of my chore list every week and then I still had room for hate, then maybe. But I don't ever see that happening. I've got chores and hobbies, video games, chatting shit with you, and I'm just like, my room for hate is like, I'm at capacity. There's no room.
Well, and then like why But that's the thing. Like, so they want to ban a book about the Ku Klux Klan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was one of the books they wanted to ban.
Yeah.
Another one was another book called Being Jazz: My Life as a Transgender Teen.
Okay.
No, I can't relate to that. I don't have any real interest in reading that book, but that's not for me. Like, I'm also aware that not every single thing in the world is for me. Like, when you make a Bob the Builder show, or like, the Paw Patrol, that's not for me. That's for the kids. Let them have it. Let whoever wants to read, they can read it.
Yeah, like if you were browsing through the books and you're like, oh, that's kind of neat, but you're looking for something else. How do you get so triggered if you came across that? Like, oh, wow, what the fuck? I need to talk to somebody about this. Just put it down and go home.
So those were a couple books that had some possible controversial subject matter as to why they would have been banned. But it goes on. Like, and it gets worse from there.
You can't have obviously in a library, you can't have a book on, like, how to build a pipe bomb. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that doesn't count because that's not a thing.
No.
But these other ones were like, it's a book about the KKK.
It's history.
There's like, look at Nazi Germany, man. Like, oh, let's remove all that because it was bad. I'm like, no, like that changed the course of the fucking planet, that whole thing. It's a major, like, you can't just pretend it didn't happen. These assholes exist.
They also went after, these guys went after some major, like some huge titles in literature as well. Like some of these ones will probably shock you. Shock you, I say.
Okay.
You sitting down?
I am sitting down in my old Honda Civic, my old Honda Accord chair. They're actually quite comfortable.
It is. That looks nice. That's good. All right. Well, you're sitting down.
Jealous?
Yeah. I'm sitting here in my squeaky swivel chair. So this one, you probably recall this one from days of old. Larry the Farting Leprechaun. That they're looking to ban that book.
I've never heard of that, but why give a shit? That clearly is probably a work of fiction.
Okay, well, if that horrible thing didn't offend you, then how about this childhood favorite called Gary the Goose and His Gas on the Loose? Right?
What the fuck? They're that
right.
They want to ban these books. They
want to ban. Right. What about this one? My butt is so noisy.
Wow. Go on.
I broke my butt.
Okay.
And finally, I need a new butt. These are the topics. These are the ones that they're trying to.
Were those all where they're going. Books?
Those are all. I'm guessing that's part of a trilogy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's a cinematic universe.
Because my butt's so noisy. I broke my butt, and I need a new butt in that order.
Okay.
I know. I'll have to read them and report back.
Wow. Man, those aren't even like, holy shit. What a waste of time. See, it makes me wonder too, like when you hear about dumb shit like this and people are, like so triggered they have to write letters to try to get stuff banned, and oh my God, think of the children. Oh my goodness. Is it real, or do people just know how to get clicks?
I don't know, man. I think unfortunately a lot of it's real. Like, I mean, the outrage, I'm sure, while it's probably just a distraction from something else that's going on.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably overspent the budget, and he's like, well, I'm just going to get these people fired up about some book that has nothing to do with nothing.
They get fired up.
And look over here.
All the dumbest shit.
And then meanwhile, he's over here. Yeah. It's like they're actually like making off with your dollars.
Well, it's even
but they get you up. They get you upset about what's on your beer can, or
I was just going to say
in the library
with the Bud Light thing. Like, who cares? Bud Light's not even any good.
You're crying about that.
Why you drink it?
If you were one of the people that took offense to the whole Budweiser thing, the Bud Light thing, and you're going to cancel this, I'm going to switch to Coors, you go ahead, click the down button, and then hit Alt F4, and then we'll catch you on the flippy floppy, because we don't want any of that nonsense around here.
It's such a weird argument. It's something. It's so. I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. It's so far out of my brain. Like, maybe we're spoiled, like being like growing up where we grew up. Like, I grew up in Brampton, Ontario. There is every single culture, color of person. Everybody is from everywhere, and it was a giant.
Melting
that's
pot,
just
right?
the city. You know, you're going to school with people from every fucking culture on the planet, and you're just all buddies in the lunchroom, you know, or it just doesn't make any sense to just get triggered about anything when you hang out with all these people. And you know, I'll ask questions about some other guy's culture. Why? Because I'm curious, not because I'm an idiot. Well, yeah. I just want to. Hey man, why you got that thing? Like, because what was it? The Sikh, the Sikhs used to be. They wear the blade, right?
Yeah,
that's part of the. Is that what it's? Is that what it's called? Like, hey man, what is that thing? Oh, it's my. You know, and they'll tell you. Oh, you racist? You can't ask that guy about that. Why? I don't know what the fuck it is. I was just going to ask him what it is.
Oh, yeah. Like, inform yourself.
I was just kind of wondering why. Like, what is that? Oh, like, oh, it's a knife. That's cool. But they're allowed to carry it because it's the religion, and they'll tell you why. And who the hell cares? Oh, sweet, bro. Thanks. Right? You know, and like I don't know. It's fucking flabbergasting when people. And like, you know, you go to different parts of certain countries and stuff, and it's just like rampant racism and shit. And it just makes no sense in my brain. You know,
what's crazy?
I've had black neighbors and Asian neighbors, and who the fuck cares? Neighbors, everybody's if you're cool,
if you're a good person,
you're cool.
You're good.
Yeah, like, hey, bro, the fucking snow drifted right up in your furnace vent, man. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, awesome. You know, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Get off my property, you dickhead. I'm like, nobody's ever said that to me. Sorry.
No, they're like, hey, thanks for.
We're not assholes. But yeah, I don't know. It's so wild when you read these stories, especially banning books.
I don't get it.
Did you ever see that movie, The Book of Eli, Denzel?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
I loved how that movie ended. Because they were like, Gary Oldman was on this quest to get this book. And, you know, they were burning all the books and destroying all the books and trying to control all that stuff. And then he finally gets the book that he wanted, and it was the Holy Bible. And Denzel's character, the whole movie, had it, and he was blind. And it's like, well, what the fuck with this blind guy? Just give me the book. So, like, he finally gets the book, and he finally gets the Holy Bible, like the last copy of it. And he opens it up, and it's fucking Braille. And he can't read it. And I'm like, bitch. And it's just, I don't know. I was thinking about books. I don't know why I thought about that movie, but yeah.
Chalk one up for blind people.
There you go.
Didn't see that one coming.
That's why he had it, you dummy, because now you just got rid of him, and now you'll never know what it says. Because the guy who could read it is gone. But yeah.
That was the...
banning anything. Makes no sense.
No, man, I don't see it. Like,
happens with music.
Like I say, unless it's actually like inappropriate. But yeah, even music on the radio, don't bleep out their songs.
No.
If your kid can't hear like just the lyrics, then they shouldn't be listening to it.
Yeah.
And if you can't play it on, I mean, we would have never had anything off the Chronic 2001 play on the radio if it wasn't for the edits. But holy hell, it sounded like the radio station had hiccups.
Yeah.
When they were playing it because there were so many pauses and skips in the songs.
Yeah. They'd be like, yeah, we're going to play
ban just everything.
We're going to play a song, and coming up next, the day the African Americans took over. I'm like, oh, this will be good.
Right? Yeah, I
know what that song's called.
No, and that's, you can't say...
Like, how old's that album now? 2001? No.
That one? But that would have been before that album, though, too.
An album called 2001, I think.
So that was a different album.
Yeah, that was a different album. Completely was before that.
Or a different...
90s. Yeah, well, yeah, easy 90s, yeah. Right? Chronic? I guess
2001, 99?
I guess I could Google it. It had to be 90s.
99, 2000, I think.
Yeah. Back when they would edit something, because it was so good. And they're like, man, it's so good, but it's got to be edited so hard. And they're like, whatever, just edit it, and it's going to be great. But don't ban it. I mean, censorship still sucks, but it's like you can't ban art. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's... No. I mean, you can't call murdering people art. But, like, you know, don't have a book on how to murder people. Like, I'm sure if Jeffrey Dahmer wrote a book, you know, how to murder and consume human beings, maybe you ban that one. Maybe. Yeah, you probably should ban
well, there's probably
nonsense. But you know what? Maybe not. Just somebody will buy
paradox of tolerance or intolerance. We cannot be tolerant to intolerance. I heard that somewhere.
That's a lot of words. I got to think about that. My brain can't handle that. You said the same thing twice, but it sounded different.
It did.
It's like you said the word
some past tense, present tense. Yeah, just some. I don't know.
I'm just looking up.
But yeah, so I read that and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they're gonna ban. What else they want to ban? Where's Waldo? Because they think that if you look for dudes in striped shirts, it makes you gay. They don't want any part of that. They say no one looking for Waldo. So now Waldo will remain lost. Shit.
When did the Chronic come out? Holy shit, we were way off. The Chronic is a debut studio album by the American hip-hop producer and rapper Dr. Dre. It was released...
Oh, The Chronic, the first one.
On December 15th.
1992?
1992.
Yeah, wow. Sorry. I thought you said The Chronic. I'm thinking like 2001. I'm like, well, duh, that was 2000. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, The Chronic, yeah.
That's what got me, because I'm not a massive rap fan. But there are those albums that are just...
The decade before.
You cannot get away from albums like 36 Chambers and The Chronic.
No. They've made their impact on society and beyond genres.
And
like,
if they were
just
banned,
like a staple.
Yeah. If they were banned, you can still find them. So if you try to ban it, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
It's so stupid. You can't ban art. Like the David statue. You know, we can't go there. You go pornographic. Pardon?
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's David before he fought Goliath, you fucking idiots.
Exactly.
Like...
yeah, it was cold outside. Like, he just got out of the pool.
Just because you can see... It's not pornographic. No. He's not climbing on top of somebody. You know... It's not a porno. It doesn't make any sense. Like I've heard the word, the statue of David or David, depending on what country you're from. The like they call it. I've heard the word pornographic. I'm like, it's not pornographic.
I can't.
It's a guy standing in naked. That's nudity. It's nudity. That's about it.
If you want to be like ultra puritanical about it, and all the good Christians who may be offended by this, they say that man's image was created of God, right?
Right.
So to see a naked man would be like looking at a naked God. And if you're Christian, you'd probably be super stoked to see a naked God because he's your boy. And so you want to see some God package hanging down there.
But yeah, exactly.
What's to be excited about?
What's so offensive about that if that's where it was built
If this is your beliefs, God created man, man created David, therefore God created David. Statue David.
See?
That's God's penis.
That's God's penis. I didn't Michelangelo carved that thing. And it's like 25 feet tall or whatever it is. And it's like 600-ish years old. Like, are you fucking high? You're trying to say there's something wrong with that thing? You're out of your fucking mind.
What's that? Stone Temple Pilots. System of a Down.
Okay.
Terracotta Pie.
Yeah.
I think that was the same thing. That was a commenter, but like the people being upset about like sculpted vaginas. Banana, terracotta pie.
Mm-hmm.
So so that it was referencing like terracotta, like these terracotta warriors, the clay or whatever, like the type of terracotta material that they made like statues and stuff out of.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole thing behind that song was like basically marble or sculptured like penises and vaginas. That's what they're like. They made a faux outrage song about art, nudity in sculpted nudity.
Oh, wow.
So that's what their take was on that.
That's fucking hilarious. I had no idea.
That's what I've been told. Now, that could be a huge lie. But I like it. It sounds...
I thought Serge was hungry when he wrote that song.
Right?
Pogo, pogo, pogo. Bounce.
Yeah, that one.
It's about a pogo stick, right? Maybe not. I don't know.
He's literal, this guy.
This man.
You just got to look at the words, take it at face value.
Yeah. Don't read into it. Don't read into it. It's not poetry. It's just words. Yeah. No, but I'm saying, I guess...
Wild were the eyes of the horse on the jet fighter.
Yes.
When he smiled when he flew over the bay.
Yeah.
No, that's just shit that happened. the horse flew that plane.
Yep.
Right over the bay with big old eyes.
Yeah.
And a big old Mr. Ed shit-eating grin on his face.
I forgot.
He's like, look at me flying this plane.
Why were the eyes? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's so good. I love those guys, man. They're so good. Scars on Broadway was good too.
I do like those guys too.
A little side project from was it
side project?
Was it Malakian that did that?
Mm-hmm.
Or Adagian?
No, it was Darren.
It was Darren, yeah. I love those guys. So good. But yeah, don't ban stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's like you said, unless it needs to be banned, I guess. But I mean, like, the stuff we're talking about, it's either it's art, it's a book about a farting frog or whatever the fuck you said. You're wasting your time.
Right.
You know.
Gary the Goose and his loose gas.
Like even if it was a book, like even like Mein Kampf. Like that's not even on the list.
Maybe. It didn't list it on there. I just love how that's not on the list.
And like, there's like books about like farting frogs and stuff, or whatever the fuck you said. It's so dumb.
Right?
It's like comic strip type shit. And then they're not, you know, like Hitler's actual autobiography or his what is Mein Kampf? Is it his diary or is?
I don't know if it's a biography. I've never read it. No. I know of it. I know. Yes,
but
in some places,
and it exists. And if you want to read it,
right,
there it is.
Like, yeah, you read it, but like, you know what? The more I read about this Hitler guy, the more I think he's a real jerk.
Yeah, that guy, he wasn't very nice. Yeah, no shit. Well, how did you know? Because the literature is there to tell you. You know, because he said if you burn it all away and you disappear, and it all disappears, then once all the people, it's a game of telephone now.
Right.
Eventually, in 100 years, it was just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, no, there was a kerfuffle, and you see what happened. Yeah, well,
just a big disagreement.
Hitler said,
"Sure,
get off my yard," and then his Jewish neighbor said no, and then it was they got into a slap and tickle fight, and it was all over. The cops came, but there was no presses, nobody pressed charges.
Totally fine. World War what?
That was
Yeah, what?
Who really remembers? That was 150 years ago. Good thing we burnt all the books. There's nothing to see here.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to cover that up. Yeah. Wow.
Just sweep that under the rug.
You know what? The pyramids, I don't like those.
Nope. Ban them.
Ban them. It's hot and they're big. We should get rid of them. Just bury those things, blow them up, dynamite, boom.
Yeah.
Done. Pointy.
Just sitting there.
Don't like them pointy like that.
Yeah. No, and have you ever seen the pyramids from the other angle? They're like right beside the city.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at the pyramids, every a them is there. But if you take that picture from like 10 feet back, there's like a McDonald's and there's a Wawa's.
Like Giza. And like Giza's like right there.
It's like the Vegas Strip on just like if you just turn like 10 degrees.
Literally like a half mile and then boom.
It is. Like they just like they're like, hey, somebody came by, found this pyramid, right? And he's like, I'm gonna set up shop right here.
Welcome to my shop.
Because all these people are coming to see the pyramid, but they get here, they're going to be thirsty, and they're going to want a hot dog. So I'm putting my cart right here.
But they're also going to want to take a picture of it, so they got to make sure they put a fence, so the photographers can just stay over here.
Exactly. Here's line up, take your one picture from this exact angle.
Yeah. Was that a Burger King? Shit. Crop that out. Fuck. Well,
don't ban shit.
Don't ban shit. Thanks for watching.
Unless it needs to be banned.
Yeah. We'll ban you. If you ban that, we'll ban you. Thanks, man.
Get the hammer out. Start banning everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, you need to ban hammer. You're done. This video is going to stop recording itself anytime now. So thanks for watching the show. Everything just went dark. We'll see you next time.